Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode on a laid back there to Zinga podcast. And today we're going to talk about abortion laws. Recently in America, abortion became illegal in America, and this has been caused a lot of controversy all over the world. So we're going to talk about this issue today, and with me here is Ferdinand. How far, bro?
Yo, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
This is Ferdinand here, and first of all, I need to apologize before we go ahead.
Are you signing in or signing out?
No, I'm going. No, I'm in. I need to apologize for the last episode that we we did. Right,
Yeah, yeah,
I felt like I didn't. And this is me just being self-critical, I guess. I think I didn't. I don't know whatever happened, but I felt like I wasn't doing a whole lot of listening.
yeah.
I think I was talking over you a lot and stuff like that, and I need to do better. So yeah, if anybody ever listened to that episode,
Yeah.
I really didn't even bother to actually listen to the episode because I played a little part of it, and I didn't like how it was going. I'm like, nah, this is not me. I should do better.
Yeah,
So yeah,
but
hopefully this time around we
no,
should get it right.
but it's okay. Like you said, it's good to be self-critical, and it says a lot about your character because not a lot of people can actually do that. So that's okay. We all learn and we all make mistakes, and we move forward.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So
So today we're going to talk about abortion. When you heard the news that abortion has become illegal in the United States, what was your first reaction?
my first reaction, first of all, was like we have a whole lot of issues. Why abortion? Why is the American Supreme Court, or why is I don't know if I'll put it because it's more political than any other thing right now. So I think why are people so bothered about abortions right now? Is that like the biggest problems we have? You know, I
Yeah.
mean, I want to respect people's views about stuff, but as we go into this conversation, you are going to know my stand. You know,
Yeah.
which is like obvious. I'm like always on the side of common sense first of all before anything. I think and I hate the fact that there's like some religious they're trying to put
Undertone. Yeah.
on the not only on the tone, like they're trying to put religion in this. Like when did American politics become religious? You understand? Why are we pretending like, you can barely find morals among these people? Why are we now trying to act like, where we respect God, or we love God that much to, so I just that is the part I find disgusting about everything, the hypocrisy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I have my own personal opinion, which is I have my own personal opinion about abortions, right?
Mm.
Which like might just be a little two-sided to an extent, right? Because I respect a woman's right to her body.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a violation for men to actually sit down on the round table and discuss what a woman should do with her body. You understand?
Yeah.
Because as long as far as abortion is concerned, this is you interfering with the process that's going on in a woman. You understand? Regardless of if a man planted the seed or not, right?
Yeah.
If this process is going on inside a woman's body, like they said, if there's another life in a woman, you understand? She still has total control and authority over her body first of all before you start talking about the life she's carrying.
Yeah.
So we need to factor that part in first of all. Then secondly, we also need to factor in the fact that okay, maybe this is a human life, right? But
Yeah.
at what point do we define it as a human life? Let me ask you that question. So at what point do you start defining a fetus as an entire human?
It depends. I would say after the first trimester, going to the second trimester. But you never know. Like it depends. We just mentioned about the religious side of it. So it depends on how people see it. I know growing up in Nigeria, like a lot of Catholics were against using condom, abortion. You see what I mean? So it depends on.
Sorry, come again. Explain that part. If I never like, were Catholics against using condoms, please?
Yeah, especially like if you're married, like if you're married, they're against married people actually using condoms. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Nah, maybe I'm not that much Catholic anymore. This is my first.
I'm not Catholic, but I know.
That's crazy. If you know this and I don't like, and I need to research this because I mean that is crazy. If you think. So what are they suggesting, like in terms of birth control? Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's the thing. So, but you know, like when it comes to the religious side of it, I can't actually tell people to do this or do that. But what I do not understand, just like you said, is why is abortion the main thing we're talking about now? The world is in disarray all over the world. Why is abortion the first thing we're actually focusing on? That's the point I do not understand to start with. But you can argue for and against depending on where the person is coming from. If politically, the person can argue for and against at the same time. But religiously, some people will say it's against their religion.
Yeah.
And if the person is not religious, it's an atheist, the person will say there's no point. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends on how the person sees it, and if the person because a lot of people are saying it's murder.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's all about trying as much as possible to I would actually like to hear what everybody has to say, like people who are actually fighting for, people who are actually fighting against, to hear what they have to say, to be honest.
Okay, for me, like I think first of all, when we want to look at a fetus as a human life, that's why I asked you that question. At what point do you start defining? Is it from the point of heartbeat, one, or is it from the point of consciousness, having consciousness, right?
Yeah.
Which will put it at birth, right? Because you can say you're a human because you have consciousness, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have consciousness, are you a human? I mean, you have the body.
No, but think about it. Okay, let's say I understand what you're trying to say, but
yes.
Think about it. A human being who has had an injury or hit to the head or had an accident, who is like in vegetative state in the hospital, doesn't have consciousness. But you see,
they have consciousness. I think they have consciousness, because their spirit might, they when people that are in coma have some kind of consciousness because it depends on the level of coma. You might just not be able to move your body, but you have a soul that is probably roaming, you understand, somewhere like a body. But that consciousness, you have a consciousness,
Yeah.
So okay, that is just me, my own little, like, trying to define what a human being is, right?
Yeah.
And defining what a life is, because life is not just about you having some people are not about you having a body, that it's about you having a soul, about you having some type of consciousness, because as far as I could tell, nobody's walking on this earth surface that could remember when they were in the womb. They have no memory of being in the womb. I don't think so.
I don't think anybody has memory.
So do you understand? So yeah, if you don't have that memory, does that make you like a fool, like a human with a life? Because I don't know. Yes, when you come out, you're born. This is also me. I'm not here advocating for late-term abortions, right?
Yeah.
I would never do that. I believe, for me, if this is just my own perspective, if I'm going to in any way support abortions, right?
Yeah.
It could be like maybe just for the first trimester, like the first 3 months that that is probably not completely formed. You understand? You can, but when the baby is formed, has a heartbeat. I think they start having heartbeats earlier than 3 months.
Yeah.
When they have a heartbeat, when they're like, almost like formed like a human, right? Because you can't tell the difference between a goat's fetus at, I think, 2 months or 1 month, and I'm not going to make that comparison. Like, you bring like a goat fetus and bring a human fetus. I don't know the exact point, but exact timing, but they all look like pretty similar. You understand? You can't tell the difference, right?
Yeah.
That point. So when they start forming into a human, like, taking that, assuming that human shape, and all that stuff, I feel like at that point, okay, it is a little, you should be a little careful about terminating a human life. No, not a human life, terminating a human at that point.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like we should still not have the right to tell a woman to bring a life into this world, right?
Yeah.
That she might not be ready to be a mother to, you understand? Or that she might not want. I mean, people accidentally get pregnant.
Yeah, but not just people getting. Sorry, I'm cutting you, but like,
no,
you
it's
have
fine.
a point. You have a point there because, when people argue against, the first thing that comes to my mind is just imagine somebody's raped against her will, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with the rapist or whatever. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Way. So would you now say the person should actually keep the baby? So that people keep on reminding her of the encounter, I could argue against abortion in that way and say no. I'm for abortion and say they should go for abortion because that would actually be the person have a PSCD every time or get angry every time he or she sees the baby, every time she sees the baby. So it doesn't make any sense to me. But
go on.
So, but and just like you said as well, just imagine, or maybe even if it's not rape, the lady knows that she's not ready to actually cater for any baby. She's not ready to take care of a child. And when she has that baby, then she will bring the baby into the world, and the baby will suffer for it because she's not ready.
Yeah. Yep.
At the end of the day, because most of the times we transfer our trauma to the children who haven't done anything to us. So
exactly.
Now the baby will bear the brunt of all the trauma, all the drama, and it's not the baby's fault. It's not fair.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because imagine also cases where there's not a present father, even from the time of conception, right?
Yeah.
That a man, and all, like, men do a whole bunch of different shit, like denying pregnancy or just entirely just not wanting to be responsible for it.
Yeah.
Maybe at the first month of pregnancy, right, the lady is like, she sees like a man that was probably okay, I could build something with this man. Then as the pregnancy is progressing, maybe at the second month, she now sees like, oh, I might just be in this thing by myself, and this is not the life I planned. This is not I cannot afford to give this child by myself the life they deserve. You understand? Is it the life I want for a child? Because I don't think it is wise by any means necessary to bring into this world where we have this financial mess, where everything is a struggle, housing, everything is a big mess. You understand? We have inflation everywhere. We have this shit house going on everywhere, and you think it's okay for people to be forced to give birth to children that they might not be ready for? I know people talk about, if you're not ready to have a child, maybe you should always take use protection, or but now they're even, like in America now, they're even trying to what do they call this? All these 7 forms of birth control, they're trying to regulate them too, so you don't find them available. Maybe only thing that we might have available is going to be condoms at the end of the day, But then again, we're going to be realistic. People in relationships have sex and they have regular sex, some of them without condoms, And when things like that happen, you're just only left with, trying to adopt other birth controls like pulling out and checking her menstrual cycle and all those kind of stuff that are now 100% proof, right?
Yeah.
Accidentally, people still get pregnant in those ways, and they're not ready, because I don't even advise people that are not financially like in a good place to cater for a child. Child care is expensive, bro.
It's really expensive.
It is. It got worse. It got really expensive because, man, especially in how it is abroad. This is not the place you can go get a house help with ease. You understand? That is part of child care. You understand? If you're going to go get put them in a daycare or do all those extra stuff, right? After knowing that you have to provide for their feeding and all those stuff, health care, or you factor all those things in. I feel like this is me also, my opinion, that I feel like it is more wicked of you to bring a child into this world knowing that you do not have the resources to actually give them the life and no plans to give them the life that they deserve, than actually aborting that child.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean, there's always going to be that guilt of abortion. I never had one, so I don't know how women who have had one feel after they did it. You understand?
Yeah.
But I assume that they have this guilt. You understand? But I think it is more bearable than bringing a child into this world, looking at them, knowing that I can't provide shit for them. You understand? I can't do shit. I can't give them the best the best I could do.
Yeah.
You understand? Giving them the barest minimum. Not ready for them, and like nobody should be pressured into doing that. The
Yeah.
world is not the same it's not the same place it was like when our parents were having kids. You understand?
Yeah. The world is different now. Everything is
Yeah.
expensive.
It's expensive. The ideologies is different. This is not longer a safe world for kids. We have this plenty madness going on. Do you want to just have kids and throw them to the wolves? Like, not necessarily to the wolves, like just leave them out here in this whole madness going on right now without the proper care, knowing that you are not ready to actually protect them, teach them, raise them right, giving them a good family unit. You understand?
Yeah.
We need to there's a whole lot of things we need to factor in when it comes to abortion rights, and I don't know why the government needs to actually this should be their priority. Like you said, why is this a priority to any government actually? Who is getting aborted and who is not getting aborted?
Yeah, but still, like, even when we mentioned the religious side of it, I still don't get it, because most religions will actually tell you to abstain. So if you abstain, you shouldn't be getting pregnant. Why don't you just preach that instead of focusing so much on the abortion? You see what I mean?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
If anybody's looking at it from the religious angle, abortion shouldn't be your main issue. You see what I mean? It shouldn't be your main issue. It should actually be focused on abstinence, not just abortion. But then, yeah, religious people tell you it should be illegal. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be killing anybody. But if you've already managed to actually have the sex, why are you now fighting abortion? You see what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Anybody should be allowed to do whatever they want, since people are having sex anyway.
So what religion actually are we following? What religious doctrine are we actually following when it comes to government regulations? You understand?
That's the thing. I don't know, but I would think that American government
is the Christian, because Christian, yeah, I know, but we're no longer in that era where you have a multi-religious country at this point. You have a multi-ethnic country, at this point. You cannot. I know this country was founded on Christian ideologies, right?
Yeah.
But we can. This is modern times where you need to respect everybody's religious rights. You understand? Like, I mean, it is part of the American Constitution that you are going to let people practice whatever religion. You understand?
Yeah.
So now, if my religion says that, okay, I should abort a child that is born out of certain kind of on certain kind of circumstances, like probably like rape, like incest and stuff like that, are you going to force me not to practice my religious rights by aborting that child?
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, but that's a good question. But then when you take things when you put things when you take things to court and we say we want justice to prevail, sometimes I don't feel like justice actually prevails at the end of the day.
There's nothing like justice in this country. We're just is a fool's I think they just. It's something you say, you repeat to people until they start to believe false things, because practically is there justice really in this country? You understand? If there's justice, are we even supposed to be talking about abortion rights right now?
Yeah.
And do you understand the fact that you are imposing? This is the same thing we had to go through during COVID, right? Where you are imposing things on people. You understand? Things that are not scientifically founded, and things that the science that you have no data, no research, not like you have no concrete data on this stuff, but you are imposing it, you are mandating these things on people, asking people, I think the whole COVID time was like the government used an opportunity. There was a pandemic. Now we can test the waters with certain things. You understand? Let's see how these things will fly. at this point, right?
Yeah.
Now we've gone from that one. Right now we've progressed to telling people, since we've had the control of people's body during COVID, telling people you must go get a vaccine, you must go take something into your body, even though there's no data that guarantees that this is safe. You understand? There's been a whole lot of propaganda going on. Now they tested the waters with that. It worked. Now you're now telling women, okay, now you must carry a child for 9 months. You understand? And you see men sit around and tell women. Men will sit around. I don't know if the people that sat down, in the Supreme Court and made that decision to overturn Roe versus Wade, right?
Yeah.
If women there, you understand? Because if it's America, it's going to be a bunch of men, of course. That's it.
Yeah.
It really justifies whatever they want to do, which I think, bro, on the surface, it doesn't make sense to you, right? But
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But like you said, it's all about political correctness, I think. So
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
On the surface, it doesn't make any sense to us, like the people, but to them, they know exactly what they're doing. They know why they did what they did. You understand?
Yeah.
Because as it is not a priority to us, it is a priority to them. That's why they did what they did, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a long-term plan too, for other things to come. And you can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose what you want to, like the laws that you want to overturn or the laws that you want to keep. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, this whole abortion right is now you're pronouncing an unborn child like a life. If that is a life, are you willing to give that unborn child all the rights? Not even born. I'm saying in the pregnancy, are you willing to give them the right as a full human being? Are you willing to actually acknowledge them as a human being by actually starting to make laws to protect unborn children, provide for them, even as they're carrying them in the womb, like, okay, this mother, as you're carrying this child is a whole life. You are entitled to this one and this one and this one. That child in your stomach there, since it's a human being, is entitled to this and this. You understand?
Yeah.
Are you going to give them? Are you willing to from conception? Are you willing to start giving them insurance benefits? Are you willing to start? Can I actually sign up for that child as like give that child a what they call it? I'm going to sign up for life insurance for a child that is not born.
Yeah.
Understand? So in case that child dies in the womb, now you get benefits. Do you understand? You get insurance claim. You can claim it. Are you willing to do all that? It's now okay. Let me tell you, there was a story that I saw on the internet like yesterday or day before yesterday or so.
Yeah.
There's a woman that was pulled over by cops, on the HOV lane. I don't know if you guys have HOV lane in the UK. It's a lane on the highway, like on the left side of the highway. Okay, now I do left-hand drive. So the left side of the highway is one lane that you must be multiple people. Like you have to have multiple passengers in the vehicle to be on that lane.
Yeah.
A single driver cannot be on that lane, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a single driver and you're on that lane, you're going to you get ticketed. So this lady was pregnant. I think she was 34 weeks pregnant, and she was pulled over on that lane, and she was willing to take it to court, like to not get ticketed because she's claiming that there was multiple passengers in the vehicle, like she and her pregnant baby. Since the state is willing to acknowledge that an unborn child is a life at this point, you need to treat them like a life. So if I'm in this vehicle, you need to count me as two people, not one person anymore. I have a life inside of me. Understand? You don't really get your way when it comes to abortion. When it comes to other things, you try to ignore it. You try to act like that's not a life anymore. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I respect that line of thought. I totally respect that thought process.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just Let me round that part up.
Yeah. There's I've always been this way. There's something I believe, like I don't really pry or I'm not really a nosy packer. I rarely bother myself about what people do with their lives, honestly. It's not really my thing. I rarely ask people what is going on with their lives, relationship, whatever. It's not my thing. So I don't really understand why people are so bothered about who this person, like sexuality, whatever, abortion. Why? I don't understand. How is that your problem? I do not understand it, to be honest, because I feel it's a personal decision. If somebody decides, I want to have an abortion, it should be personal. I don't think it's something the government should be deliberating to tell the person how to live his or her life. It's not like the person is going out there to become like a serial killer. This is what I mean. I don't understand why we should police that and tell people to how to live their lives. But it is what it is, and they've already made the law. But I'm just curious to see how it's going to be, how everything is going to pan out, like going forward. Do you think there's going to be a chance, like for the case to be reviewed at any point in time?
Yes, it probably can be reviewed, but then like it's still on party lines too. There's a whole lot of politics in it, you understand? Maybe if they have a Supreme Court leader that is going to be, from, maybe the Democrats, like they strong-armed Biden into this whole. I really don't know how to explain this. Anyways, maybe.
So do you think Biden is actually against it?
He's not against it. He's not. He's definitely not against this ruling. He might just come out and say like, "Oh, nah." But let me give you a conspiracy theory right now, right? That might sound a little outlandish, but yeah, I heard that this overturning this law, because when you think about it makes no sense that this is their priority right now. Yeah. But I heard that overturning it was basically them noticing that the American population, you have a whole lot more white people than black people. Like, I think black people make up like just 13%. Why the white people make up like almost like 70% of the population, or they're 63 or thereabouts, than other.
Now, wow.
Yeah. So and it is also on the decline presently, because when you, like they have abortion rights, more white women are having more abortions than black people. Of course, when you have more people, more white population, you have more of them having abortions. You understand? Yeah. And they are scared that there might just be a tilt in this, ratio, right? There might be like a tilt in the percentage of, like you have
population
black people.
Of white people
Yeah. And when you have the population of the black people and white people declining, it becomes unhealthy for the political dynamics, you understand? It becomes unhealthy for them, you understand? And they want to keep it steady, and and them overturning abortion laws will actually make more white women, more babies, like just to keep the population balanced like it was, so they can have their control and power,
Wow.
So, this is what I read, and I kind of like believe it. I believe it.
There are so many conspiracy, but this one actually sounds, I don't know. I wouldn't say true, but there's sense in it, to be fair. And it sounds like something. What's his name? We say, the famous controversial guy.
Which one?
I'm trying to remember his name now. He has a podcast.
Not Joe Rogan, right?
No, not Joe Rogan. He used to come on Joe Rogan's show.
Is it black or white?
He's white. I'm trying to remember his name. He's a very controversial guy. He has a lot of conspiracy theories. He used to support Trump back in the day.
Oh, is it Jones? Alex Jones?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones, my man. But yeah, Alex Jones wouldn't come out and support black people like that. But he would say some foolish shit like this anyways. Yeah, he would come out. He says
this kind of thing he would say. So like, but there's some sense in it,
But that is actually that is the truth. That is actually the truth.
No, but the thing is, I don't really know. What I mean is, there's sense in it, but what I know for a fact, I know some people don't believe it. It will sound as if, hey, you guys are putting power all the time. But most things people do, especially politicians, even human beings, not just normal civilians, but most especially politicians, things they do are always linked to power. There's no way they do.
It's power and money, bro. Power and money controls this world. I don't know why people look. I think any politicians don't do anything to. It has to be like linked to power or money. They need to sustain.
No, yeah. See, the thing is, power is the main thing that people actually when it comes to politicians. Because with the power, you can actually make more money. It's easier to make more money with power. But that power is everything. For example, look at Nigeria. I know we're dividing a little bit. Look at Nigerian politics. Some of these people who are actually vying for election, they're actually rich men, but they want power. Power is the main thing.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not just about money anymore. Money is money. Yeah.
Yeah, money is money. Money will come with power.
Power is something that every human being actually yields for. But when it comes to politicians, I've never seen a politician do anything. No matter how maybe in rare cases, no matter how late you see somebody talking or coming on Twitter to talk to people or whatever, like trying as much as possible to talk to the common man, it's all linked to power. This, like, if you actually search deep down, it must be linked to power one way or the other. There's a plan in sight.
Yep. So the thing is, yeah, but like, you know why it makes sense to me is, why is this just coming right now? And you see, you don't have a lot of Democrats fighting against this stuff, especially the white people. They're not really fighting this stuff, especially because some of them understand this thing deep down more than we do. We are just here, like, a whole bunch of ignorant people are roaming the world thinking it's just about policing women's bodies. It's a bigger plan for them. It's a bigger agenda.
Exactly.
For them, you understand? Exactly. So why is it coming right now? Why like, it's weird. It's weird because if you think about it, it makes zero sense. Upon everything, you have a lot of laws right now that are unfavorable to the common man, you understand? You think what is bothering you the most is abortion? You understand?
Yeah.
How are you helping healthcare for the common man? You understand? America has like unnecessarily expensive healthcare, which a whole lot of people, if you see the percentage of Americans that can't even afford their health insurance, is ridiculous. You understand?
And how come they don't even focus on that?
They're not talking about that. There's this. Saying now, like, there's always the bigger picture when things don't make sense in the small frame, right? You look at the big picture, which is always, at the end of the day, which is always most things. When politicians, like you said, when they make laws that are just outlandish, sometimes always link it, follow the money and follow where the power is going. You understand? You're going to get an answer.
No, the thing is, generally, when not just politicians, like, what I mean is, whenever I talk to people, I read everything. It sounds weird, but it's just who I am. If I'm talking to somebody and there's a way the person like touches his or her hair, there's a reason why the person is doing that. If the person taps his head 2-3 times, there's a reason. In my head, I'm really thinking, why? There's always a reason. Right. It may sound as if you are mad, but you are just being. But there's a reason. Nobody taps his head 3 times just like that.
Exactly.
There's a reason. There's a reason, and you may not find out immediately, but give it a while, you find out. There's always a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you're right.
What I mean is, when it comes to politicians, I don't think any politician does anything, supports any bill without somebody promising him or her, like, you're going to get this, that's a lie. There must be something in it for them.
There's an incentive always.
There's an incentive. It may be more power. Maybe someone has been promised, okay, you know what, you're going to get this seat next time or something. You don't know, but it's linked to power. And like you said, maybe this time around it's not linked to anybody getting any seat. Maybe it's all about them thinking, oh wow, that means if you don't do this now, the demography might tilt and we'll end up not being the powerful one. You see what I mean? So there must be something. there must be a reason. Because I've thought about it, like, why? Because when this thing was announced, it caused a lot of issues. Like, everybody was some people were angry, some people were happy. And in my head, like, there are so many things going on in the world now. Why is it that this is what we're actually so focused, so bothered about? I couldn't understand it.
Yeah, it's I kind of like figured that was the most logical thing. That's the most logical explanation that I saw, that I read. Like, it made entire sense to me, because there's this preservation of, like, it's human nature to want to preserve our kind. Do you understand?
True.
And preserving our kind means, like, we need to do our best for our, most like our race first of all. If they've benefited off of long this extended period of being in power, America is not a black country. You understand?
Yeah.
America is not even a white country. But the white people came here and somehow made it a white country. You understand? And they need to keep it that way, because they felt like, they brought the most development to this society. You understand? They brought democracy to this society. This is the first democratic country in the world, I guess. They brought like modern, like what we call the modern
Land of
world
hope.
right now,
Yeah, modern
what
world
we
and
call
land of hope. Yeah.
yeah, what we call the modern world right now is what the white people brought to America. You understand? Because before now, they took this land from the Indians that were here before. You understand? And back then it was just plain lands with horses and
Yeah.
until the white man came and like literally decimated the population just to build whatever they want to build, the kind of society they wanted. You understand? And if they've done all that sacrifice, then moving forward they did all that, then to further build a society, slave trade was the in thing. You understand? Went
Mhm.
and got black people from Africa and wherever they did get their black people from, and enslaved them, used them to actually build the country to whatever they wanted, right? Build the country to what it is right now. The
Yeah.
black people got their freedom, and black people started multiplying, like, you know, by immigration, by just like expanding whichever way they were doing that. Now they are getting to a population where they've gotten the equal rights that they wanted. You understand? They've gotten everything. Not everything. Black people have gotten, like, they are now like members of the society, right?
Yeah.
And but somehow the white people needs to keep their power dynamics, the way it is. They need to keep
Yeah.
it intact. You understand? Like, so if you let black people keep expanding like they've been expanding, and you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Like, how we have, let's not be in denial. We have this scourge going on in America where black people are just giving birth anyhow. You understand? You have baby mama drama not baby mama drama. You have this baby mama situation going on. Like, it's almost a disease at this point where people just get knocked up and they have kids.
But,
White people
but,
are
but,
not going that route.
but to be fair, if we're actually looking at it from that angle, okay,
Mm.
let's say abortion is actually illegal. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, forget about black people. Black people, when take it to religious. I've seen a lot of Muslims actually have more than 3 babies, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, if abortion is illegal, wouldn't that actually help them to produce more babies? So, what's the point? You see what I mean?
Wait,
It can also tilt the demography as well.
it won't tilt the demography. No, being illegal, you know why it won't tilt demography? Because now you have white people giving birth. You have them they're not forced to have abortions anymore. You understand?
Yeah.
So you have black people give.
Okay, what if they outbirth?
No,
give
you
birth
can
to their children?
outbet. I mean, baby, I don't think you can outbet. Let me tell you something. Banning abortions don't even mean like. It doesn't even mean that abortions like wouldn't happen anymore. People are just going to find more covert ways, more hidden ways,
Yeah.
and more terrible ways to do it.
Yeah, maybe go to neighboring countries,
Go
Mexico,
go to
Cuba, or
neighboring
whatever.
countries, even start mixing potions by themselves to drink and abort a baby by themselves. You understand? They make it,
Yeah.
it gets more dangerous. You outlawing abortion doesn't stop it. Just, make people do it in the worst ways possible, which is more unsafe. You understand? But
Yeah.
then, black people really couldn't even afford abortions in the first place, before. You understand?
Yeah.
A lot of black people couldn't afford it, even it is so bad that even black people to go buy plan B whether they sell here, you understand, this is after morning pill, right?
Yeah.
That is like $50, right?
Yeah.
It was still a problem for them to just take it the next day. They'll get pregnant, you understand? And and because they can't afford abortions, some of them have to go to another state, to go do abortion, or like they can't even afford it, because insurance doesn't cover abortion.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So where do you have like say like $1,000 or more to pay for it? Do you understand? So most of them give birth.
Yeah.
And most times white people can afford it with ease. You already know that when they are more economically better than us, you understand? So they can afford it with ease. So their birth rate is falling while ours is rising, you understand?
Yeah.
So now if you outlaw abortions now, both of us are giving birth. You understand?
Yeah, but have you ever thought about it? Like, maybe we're deviating from the topic, but why is it that people in impoverished areas, maybe low income homes, why is it that they have more babies than people like the families, and all? Why?
I mean, I think it's still the same thing that I just mentioned right now. It is the fact that I don't know if it's one. I don't know whether education has a part to play in it.
I know it's a kind of rhetorical question, but like it still links to what you just said, because those people in those low income homes, households, impoverished neighborhoods, they end up having more babies. So by doing this, how is it going to stop them as well? Because if they're having more babies, and like let's say you have like 11, 10 babies, you see what I mean?
Nah, bro, let's be realistic. It won't happen. One family won't have 11, 10 babies because they outlawed abortion. You understand?
No, all I'm trying to say, even without the abortion thing.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
Like I think is a norm in almost every country I've been to. People who are from low income backgrounds, they have more babies. You see, I don't know why. Like they have more babies.
Yeah,
and I would like to understand why.
Bro, even in Nigeria, right? You know that one too.
That's
you know, even in Nigeria,
in every country I've seen.
So in every country, you know, because. Bro, I don't understand. Let me give you an instance. Like, you see all these rich people that are really powerful and rich people. How many?
Okay. So as we were saying, so let's round off now. So, are you for or against abortion? Do you think people should be allowed to do whatever they want with their bodies, or do you think throughout this our conversation, you've made it clear that you don't like government meddling? There are other things they should be focusing on this particular time in time, in a particular point in time. But without the government meddling in their affairs, what do you think? Do you think abortion is something that should be personal, like everybody should be allowed to make their own choices, or do you think religious or people or whatever should probably control it? What do you think?
I mean, I want to, if it's a yes or no answer for me, right? I'll start with that. But if it's supposed to be a yes or no answer, I'll say I am for abortion. Yes, I support abortion rights for every individual, because I don't think any sane person is just trying to get randomly pregnant every time and, have an abortion recklessly or, indiscriminately just keep having abortion. I don't think any sane person wants to do that. So, morally speaking, and, I also have my own reservations. There are those individuals that are going to abuse opportunities given to them, by thinking, oh, I have the rights to abort a child, so I can actually. There are those outliers, those few people who are there that will take advantage of laws like this. Okay, I have abortion, I could just get pregnant, keep a baby till whenever term I like, and still have the right to abort it. You understand? Which I do not support. But regardless, I don't want, like you rightfully said, I wouldn't want the government meddling in individuals' rights, like each individual's rights. We have the autonomy to our own bodies, you understand? So now controlling what a woman should be able to do with her body, which includes carrying a child, or carrying a fetus or a baby, whichever the case is. I do not support government telling women what to do with their body, you understand? Especially when they are not going to be when they're not going to be an integral part in, they're not going to play an integral part in raising, in the outcome of whatever decision the woman is making, you understand? Like, providing for that child, we already know how it is in most societies, especially in societies like America, where healthcare is expensive and, where, probably they'll give you free education, till you get to college. When you get to college, that is on you. I mean, it's on you. That is actually the most vital part of, I would say that's the formative part of an adult. You understand? That is what determines what you're going to be in future. And if the government is going to actually burden you with debt at that point in your life, a lot of people want to have the choice to, like, you know what, I can't go to school, I can't better myself anymore, or I can better myself, I can go incur debts, whichever way you say it, is still putting that burden on the individual at the end of the day. If the government is not going to be responsible for a child all through their formative years until they become responsible for themselves, that means being responsible for themselves means until when they can have a job, then they shouldn't have a say in, like, okay, you have to have a child or not. So, in conclusion, for me, I just want the government to be out of it. Also, I want every other body to be out of it, which includes church. But I'm not going to tell religious bodies what they want to preach, because it's on the individual to believe that. I don't think religions really enforce things like that, except certain religions, which I'm not going to mention here. You know,
Yeah.
But like, I'll speak for Christianity. I don't think the worst Christianity will do to you is probably excommunicate you from the body of Christ, like they will say. Understand?
Yeah.
But other than that, they are not going to literally punish you with death or any other kind of physical punishment. You understand? Which the government will do. That is why I'm against the government actually having those kind of powers. We don't give. Nobody gave government that kind of power, but they took it by themselves. They took it on themselves to actually start regulating everything, including our bodies. I have a problem with that. Like, I have a problem with a whole lot of things the government has done, which includes telling us what to take into our body or not. You understand?
Yeah.
So I am for abortion rights, just because I do not want the power. I do not want government to have the right to tell the individual what they should do with their body. You understand? Regardless of the fact that yes, maybe it's another human being forming in there, but until that child is born, you don't want to be responsible for that child. So why are you trying to force me, so an individual, to carry a child on whose behalf? You understand?
Yeah.
So yes, I am for abortion rights.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. I think I believe in live and let live. Everybody should be allowed to actually make their own choices and then face the consequences, whether good or bad. I know a lot of people don't like facing the bad consequences. They rather blame other people. But I think it's better for everybody. You allow everybody. I think the best gift you can actually give anyone is freedom. That's what I think.
Exactly.
Whether you are dating the person, I believe in giving everybody freedom, the autonomy to actually make their own decisions and actually face the consequences and not blame another person. If you are an adult, you should be able to make your own choices and then face the music when the time comes, whether good or bad. So but thank you for, on that note, this is what we're gonna end. Thank you for
before we end, sorry, I want to before we end, I'm sorry, you're gonna wrap up right after this, right? There's this thing you said about freedom right now. Maybe I might digress a little bit, that I like that point, right? Because freedom is like the most important thing you can give any human being, right?
You see the funny thing. Sorry that I'm cutting you short.
Go on.
I know it's different. For example, if I'm dating any girl, the one thing I believe in is giving the person freedom to do whatever. I don't believe in controlling any human being. I don't believe in
exactly.
But the thing I believe is, if I can actually give you the freedom, because after all, I don't know about another person, but you'd rather be with somebody who can actually make her own decisions, who is smart enough to make good decisions.
Exactly.
Who is smart enough to make decisions as a guy, I don't know, whatever. So I believe in giving people freedom. I think that's the best gift you can give anybody. That's what I believe. You can give any human.
I don't even for me, sorry to interject. Right? I don't even think it's a gift. I think it's the right that everybody should have. And one is if my test for principles is this, right? If I give you freedom, right? You know what I gave you? I gave you room to actually show yourself, your true self. You understand?
And power. You've given the person power.
I gave you power and I gave you the right to express your true self. Then I'm going to see who you truly are when you are free with me. You understand?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to know if you are like actually a sensible human or you're an idiot. You understand? Because with freedom, you actually express yourself, your innermost self, what you want to do. You express yourself the best way you know how to, the best way you learn how to. You understand? That's how you're going to express yourself. When you cage people, when you actually cage people, which can also apply to this whole abortion talk that we've been talking about. When you cage people, you want to control them. You want to control their body. What happens is they now find better ways to hide.
Exactly. They'll rebel and find better ways to hide.
If they can't even rebel, like they now devise the best way. They now master the art of deception and hiding. You understand?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you get the worst of people when you don't give them freedom. You understand? When you give them freedom, you either get the best or the worst of them. You get their true selves. You understand? And which is what everybody should aspire for, like to know who you are.
No,
And
the
yeah.
thing is because you are maybe more exposed to see things that way. I've spoken to a lot of people, and they believe so much. You know, I talk about this thing, and people think I'm joking. They believe so much in controlling other people. I do not understand it.
It is a weird take for me. Go on.
I do not understand. They may not control people directly. Maybe they try to manipulate you to control you by telling you, "Hey, Ferdinand, this person doesn't like you." Or like there must be a way to manipulate you to make sure that you are under their control and influence. This is what I mean. I do not understand it, because you should give everybody freedom to make their own choice. For example, I've been a lecturer now, and students come to me and with problems and all. Do you know what I do for them? I give them 4 options. Make your choice. You have that right to choose. This is what I mean. I'm not forcing you to choose A. I'm giving you 4 good options. I'm telling you this is what is going to happen. Like, these are the consequences, positive and negative, you're going to get from each of them.
Exactly. But I'm not going to force you.
Thank you. So that when it happens, you
take responsibility.
Simple. I don't want at the end of the day you start saying I did this. For example, when I was introducing people to cryptocurrency and all, I told them these are cryptocurrencies I actually admire, I'm interested in. But make your own choice. I don't want at the end of the day, if you lose money, you say I'm the one that made you lose money, that I forced you to invest. You see what I mean? To be able to make your own choices. But a lot of people, that's autonomy or responsibility to make choices. They get angry. They feel like, oh, Ferdinand doesn't want to help me. Ferdinand doesn't want to do this for me. You see what I mean? They start complaining.
That is the word, and that is why I really am wary of people that seek power, and I'm kind of like wary of politicians as a whole, because the whole thing about politics is power. Like, you want to be in control of it. I think it takes some kind of level of weirdness to want to control, to seek control over other people. I think maybe it's not. I think it's just maybe it might just be some kind of
No.
A little. Yeah, go on.
So sorry, I've got to usually.
Yeah, it's fine. Go on.
You know. Every time I talk about it, when you talk about something repeatedly, it will sound as if you are deficient in it or whatever. You're struggling with it, whatever. But to me, I've always been. Would I say a power advocate? I've always been an ardent. I've been studying power ever since I was small, and I can tell you, like, when people say people who read 48 Laws of Power, they are bad. That's a lie, and I will explain it. See, let me paint a picture for you. People who are always looking to control other people are always the weak ones. They are always the ones in the weaker position. And trust me. Yeah. And I'll give you an example. Do you remember when we go? I'm sorry, I'm being
no.
What's the name of that place again? The main campus in EBSU.
Is it Isheke or Presco?
No, not Isheke. The other one.
Cars.
Thank you. You go to see secretaries and all. Have you noticed that when you eventually meet the VC will be nicer compared to the secretary?
Exactly, bro. You don't even have to tell me. I've experienced it.
Like, have you ever thought about it? Why is it the person who actually wields the power is not actually harsh and mean, but the person who does not even wield the power at all it will be the okay? That's by the way. Then if you go to for example, if you work in a hospital, have you noticed that cleaners and all are always trying as much as possible to show that they are better than maybe like scientists or doctors? Why? Because they are in a weaker position. Always so they want to show themselves, and I do not understand it. That's when I realize whenever I see somebody who's trying to manipulate the other person, they tell me the person who's trying to manipulate is a stronger position, and that's a lie. Most of the time, the person who is trying to manipulate the other person is the person in the weaker position. He or she knows that the other person is stronger, so you're trying to use anything. Maybe maybe I'll start. Maybe like, let's say I'm a bad friend, and then every time I see you, I'll be telling you, Ferdinand, all your plans will never work. Like, there's a way I will say it in a very jokey, but to suppress you, keep you down. You see what I mean? That's me manipulating you, trying to control you. That's because I'm scared of your progress. I'm the one in the weaker position. So the politicians also know they're in a weaker position when it comes to the masses, because that's the only way to control the masses. Because once the masses rebel, they lose. They're in a weaker position.
Exactly. That's the like I'm gonna tell you, bro. The only time I ever read for the Eight Laws of Power, I don't think I even completed the book in my life. I read I read it, and I think I glossed through it because I just read all these things and like, okay, man, yeah. But why do I need to be playing all these games with people? Do you understand? That was my own thing. Why do I need to be playing this manipulative? No, bro, listen, it's my own thing, that's my own thought process. Like, I don't, I mean, we don't, this is not, you don't necessarily have to agree with me, but how I see life is.
No, I want to say something. No,
I've never actually sat down and felt like I had the need for any reason to actually implement anything I ever read from that book, you understand?
Yeah.
I don't go through life.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
So you don't go through life. Yeah.
So I feel like if I ever am having an interaction with anybody, right?
Yeah.
It's never a game or me thinking I have to have a upper hand or I need to be in the position of power. I don't look at life like that. You understand? I think my personality enough.
I think understand what I mean. Yeah. You've been with me for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen me trying as much as possible to overpower anybody? Like,
I know. That's no. This is not us, bro. This conversation is not us trying to.
No. I get. I'm trying to paint. I'm trying to paint the picture.
No, I haven't seen. Yeah. No, I didn't know that. I don't know about you. That is one thing I would say I can. That's not who you are.
Exactly. But still, did you notice that when we were at FC, there were people who are still trying to play the power game with you, even though you were not playing it.
Bro, listen, it's life. No,
exactly.
Bro, it's life.
So the point I'm trying to say is, it's not you. You're not playing the game. But no matter what, even if you don't want to play, people will still play.
People will play the game with you.
And they are not. Most of these people, they haven't even read the Laws of Power. You see what I mean?
It's natural. Being an asshole comes natural to them.
No. It's not even being an asshole. Like, let's say, for example, for one of the laws in the Laws of Power is all about you dressing nice. Maybe the way they say it will make it sound as if a bad thing, but you must dress nice for people to actually respect you. You see what I mean?
Bro, you dressing nice. Is it a conscious effort you do for people to is it for people? Do you do it for people?
No.
That is who you see? Yeah.
Exactly. No. But understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like the way the laws are projected, like people who really, they make it sound as if you have to be an asshole. No. But all I'm trying to say is, okay, like, you know how you actually dress up and you just looking good. There's somebody who is just figured that you look good. And all I'm trying to say is not your fault. Like, you haven't done. Okay, let's paint the picture now. Let's take it to Manchester United. I'm a Man United fan.
Of course.
The moment he arrived at Man United, there was a tilt in the balance. It is not his fault. He is just bigger than every player there. Everything's scattered.
Yep.
Okay, think about it. All of them are rich. All of them are famous. He hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't, no matter what they say. But because he's up there, other people are down here. It will cause trouble, and that thing will not do well. This is what I'm trying to say. It's just life. You can't explain it. He hasn't done anything, but there must be somebody winning that thing who will be so angry that he's getting all the headlines. I'm telling you, it will cause trouble in that. But if he had come in as a youngster and all of them are climbing the ladder at the same time, then it will be fine. You see what I mean? It will be fine. But because he's coming down as a superstar, bigger than all of them, like the moment he came in, everybody stopped talking about Fernandez, Rashford, and they all struggle. You see what I mean? They all struggle. It's not his fault, but that's life. Are you there? I was talking about Cristiano, but anyway, let's just round up. What I'm just trying to say is, at the end of the day, everybody should be given that freedom to make their own choices and face the consequences and face the music when the time comes. I don't believe in policing people, and I don't think politicians have the right to police people to tell them do this and do that. It shouldn't be right. Yes, there should
But
be.
but
there
but
should
but,
be,
but, but I mean, but listen, bro. Like when it comes to freedom,
yeah.
there has to be. There's obviously has to be limitations. You understand? You know,
Yeah,
when it comes to
definitely. If not, there'll be anarchy.
there'll be anarchy, of course.
not,
You
there'll be
can't
anarchy.
you can't say, hey, give everybody freedom to do whatever they like. Nope. You have to police the society. You understand? Human beings are not
Yeah.
like human beings are not designed for that entire freedom. But when it comes to what I want to do with my body that does not hurt the next man, do you understand?
Yeah.
What I want to do with myself that does not affect the society at large, you know,
Yeah.
you know that this is my personal decision, but does not affect the you know, in the big picture, does not affect the society at large. You understand? And also,
Yeah.
when I say something like this, when it comes to vaccines, right?
Yeah.
I'll put a disclaimer here, right?
Yeah.
Me not taking the vaccine or somebody else not taking the vaccine and being careful not to interact with other people or not to spread the virus by actually wearing a mask or taking safety precautions. You understand? They're doing enough. Somebody that is not minding their health, right? Because we already know at this point that the COVID is affecting people with comorbidities more. You understand? It's killing people with comorbidities more, right? If you are not taking care of yourself, you are obese, you understand? You are eating anyhow, you have diabetes, you have all these health conditions, and you're not taking care of yourself, you know, and you don't get vaccinated, right? And you catch the virus, and you are straining the healthcare system. You are doing bad to another person, you know, that is probably taking care of.
But at the end of the day, like I said, I think everybody should be allowed to make their own choices as long as their choice is not detrimental to the society at large or the next person. It's not harmful to anybody. They should be able to make their their choices and then face the consequences. So anyway, thank you, Ferdinand, for coming on the show today. Here's where we're gonna round off.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was nice having a conversation with you as usual. You know, we'll link again next week.
We'll link again next week.
All right, bless, bro. Have a good one, man. And audience, thank you guys for listening. You know, we hope to make better episodes going forward.
Yeah, going forward.
All right. Thank you.